How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give him a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from 2 nights ago, which was May 11th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Adam Cole went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the men's division with the sharpshooter. Match 2, it was CM Punk versus John Silver. That was a great match, but the ending to it, CM Punk went over with the buckshot lariat. Now, after the match, as CM Punk was celebrating his victory, Hangman Page came out and... Hangman Page came down to the ring, and CM Punk and Hangman Page got in each other's faces, and CM Punk got on the microphone and cut a promo talking about how Hangman Page said last week that he wasn't going to shake his hand and everything, and CM Punk also talked about how, regardless, at Double or Nothing 4, that Hangman Page, if he's either conscious or unconscious, he's going to shake his hand at the end of the day and at the end of the match and everything. And CM Punk offered to shake Hangman Page's hand, but Hangman Page flipped CM Punk off and got out of the ring and went backstage, and CM Punk looked on and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 3, it was Tony Nese versus Danhausen. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Tony Nese went over with the running Nese. Now, after the match, Mark Sterling got in the ring and had a microphone and cut a promo, and Mark Sterling was saying, "Tony, are you shocked? 'Cause I'm not." Now, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's bullshit that Danhausen gets an entrance, but you don't. And like I said before, Tony Nese is going to have to force his way on TV. And Tony Nese ended up attacking Danhausen with the running Nese, and then Mark Sterling told Tony Nese to do it again, and as Tony Nese was getting ready to do another running Nese to Danhausen, Hook came out, and as Hook came out to the ring, Tony Nese and Mark Sterling retreated. And Tony Nese and Mark Sterling went on stage looking on, and Danhausen got up, and Danhausen reached out his hand to shake Hook's hand, and Hook accepted, so Hook and Danhausen shook hands, and as Hook and Danhausen shook hands, Tony Nese and Mark Sterling went backstage. And after Hook and Danhausen shook hands, Hook got out of the ring and went backstage. And Danhausen was looking on and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 4, it was Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy for the FTW title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ricky Starks went over and retained the FTW title with the Rochambeau. Now, after the match, as Ricky Starks was celebrating his victory, Swerve Strickland was out on the stage upset because Ricky Starks beat Jungle Boy and retained the FTW title, and Swerve Strickland was like I said, Swerve Strickland was upset because he felt like he cost Jungle Boy the match and everything. But as Ricky Starks was celebrating his victory, Powerhouse Hobbs came out to celebrate with Ricky Starks. And as that was going on, Christian Cage and Luchasaurus came out and got in the ring, and Luchasaurus was looking on, and as was Christian Cage, and Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, were getting ready to gang up on Swerve Strickland. And as that was going on, before that could happen, Keith Lee came out to even the odds. So Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, didn't attack Swerve Strickland because Keith Lee ended up on Swerve Strickland's side. And as all that happened, Luchasaurus looked on but ended up leaving the ring, and then Christian Cage grabbed Jungle Boy and gave him a hug and everything, and then and everything as well, which all that was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. Match 5, it was Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Tony Storm went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the women's division with the Storm Zero. And match 6, which was the main event, it was Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jeff Hardy went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the men's division with a crucifix pin. Now, after the match, Sting and Matt Hardy got in the ring, and Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin shook hands and everything, and Sting and Matt Hardy shook hands, and then Sting and Jeff Hardy shook hands, and Matt Hardy and Darby Allin shook hands, and the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, celebrated while Sting and Darby Allin were still in the ring. And as all that was going on, the Undisputed Elite, which are Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, came out on stage and stared down Sting, Darby Allin, and the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy. So Sting, Darby Allin, and the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, stared the Undisputed Elite, which are Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, down back. So it was a stare down between all 4 men in the ring, which are Sting, Darby Allin, and the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, against the 5 men, which are the Undisputed Elite, which are Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Now, besides the matches, Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin cut a promo on each other, talking about how they've studied each other and how this is a dream match and how they wanted it, anything goes and everything. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter along with Rebel. Well, Tony Schiavone brought up that tonight on Dynamite, Jamie Hayter will go up against Tony Storm in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament qualifying match in the women's division, and talked about next week Britt Baker will be going up against the Joker, which is a mystery opponent, in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the women's division next week on Dynamite. And Britt Baker was saying, yeah, Tony, tonight Jamie will be going up against Tony Storm, and I will be facing the Joker. But I'll tell you right now, throughout my career in All Elite Wrestling, I faced nothing but Jokers, and I've beat them all. And I will beat this Joker coming up Wednesday on Dynamite. And Jamie will beat Tony Storm and everything. And then Tony Schiavone was saying, well, I just want to let you all know, if Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, if you both win the quarterfinal matches, then you both will face each other. And Jamie Hayter was saying, well, Tony, let's not worry about that right now. And Britt Baker was saying, yeah, Tony, as Jamie said, let's not worry about that right now, because if that comes down to that, then may the best woman win and everything. That was cool. MJF, Sean Spears, Mark Sterling, and a bunch of security guards were out in the ring, and there was a table with 2 chairs and a contract. So, as they were out in the ring, Wardlow came out, handcuffed, escorted down to the ring by a bunch of security guards, and after Wardlow come to the ring with those security guards, MJF came out to the ring, and MJF got on the microphone and cut a promo talking about how he loved the people of Long Island, New York, and how the people are booing Wardlow and everything. And then MJF gave Wardlow the opportunity to speak, but before Wardlow could speak, the crowd was booing Wardlow. So MJF rubbed the booze in... MJF rubbed the booze of Wardlow in Wardlow's face, and MJF talked about before MJF came out, after Wardlow before Wardlow came out, after Wardlow came out and before MJF came out, AEW done a Dark Side of the Ring like promo of MJF, which was narrated by Chris Jericho, but Taz, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Barry Horowitz all talked about how MJF was the greatest and how Wardlow was an asshole for what he done and everything. But then MJF came out, and MJF got on the microphone and cut a promo talking about how much he loved the people of Long Island, New York, and how the crowd hated Wardlow and everything. And then MJF gave Wardlow the opportunity to speak, but before Wardlow could speak, the crowd booed him. Well, MJF rubbed that in Wardlow's face. And then MJF was talking about how Wardlow ended up like MJF's best friend, Cody Rhodes. And MJF was talking about how since Wardlow wants his match against him at Double or Nothing 4, then there's a couple conditions. He will have to take 10 lashes with a belt from MJF himself, Wardlow will. And if he can get past that, he'll face Shawn Spears in a steel cage match. Well, Wardlow was laughing about it. MJF was saying, I don't know why you're laughing about it, dipshit, because this is not going to be an ordinary steel cage match. No, because I will be the special guest referee. And MJF was saying, and if you can get past Shawn Spears in the steel cage match, then you will get your match against me at Double or Nothing. Now, and MJF was saying, now Wardlow, if you beat me, if you can get past the 10 lashes and the steel cage match with Shawn Spears, and you get your match against me at Double or Nothing, and you beat me, I will let you out of your contract. Now, if you lose against me, then you will never have a contract to work for AEW forever. And then MJF continued to talk more shit towards Wardlow, and MJF told Wardlow to sign the contract. Well, Wardlow was trying to sign the contract but couldn't, so MJF told the security guards to unhandcuff Wardlow, and so the security guards unhandcuffed, took the handcuffs off Wardlow, and Wardlow signed the contract, and then MJF told the security guards to put the handcuffs back on Wardlow, but Wardlow ended up attacking the security and beat the shit out of him and laid him out, and MJF cowered behind Shawn Spears, and Shawn Spears was getting ready to attack. Well, MJF signaled Shawn Spears to attack Wardlow, but before Shawn Spears could do so, Wardlow knocked Shawn Spears out with a knockout punch, and as Shawn Spears got knocked out of the ring, MJF tried to run out of the ring, but Wardlow caught him, and Wardlow was getting ready to execute the Powerbomb Symphony to MJF, but before Wardlow could do the Powerbomb Symphony to MJF, Mark Sterling jumped on Wardlow's back and was trying to choke him, and while that was going on, MJF weaseled out of the ring, and Wardlow threw Mark Sterling off of him. Wardlow set up the table. Well, as the table was set up from the contract signing, Wardlow threw Mark Sterling off of him, and Wardlow executed a power bomb to Mark Sterling through a table and laid him out. And after that, MJF and Shawn Spears were on stage, and Wardlow was still in the ring, and a stare down ensued between MJF and Wardlow. MJF along with Shawn Spears against Wardlow and everything. That was cool. Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal, along with Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh, cut a promo on each other, and Samoa Joe was talking about how next week he'll be facing the Joker, which is a mystery opponent, in a semifinal and a quarterfinal match in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup tournament in the men's division. And Samoa Joe talked about how throughout his whole career he's worked with nothing but jokers, and talked about and everything, and then Sanjay Dutt was talking about how Samoa Joe, how the Joker for Samoa Joe, it wasn't going to be him, and it wasn't going to be Jay Lethal, and it wasn't going to be Satnam Singh. And then Sanjay Dutt was asking Jay Lethal if he remembered anything about Samoa Joe and everything, and then Jay Lethal was saying yes, he remembered, and Sanjay Dutt was saying, well, Sanjay Dutt translated in Indian that Samoa Joe's stomach was big, but his brain was small, and everything. And then Samoa Joe was talking about how he was going to win the whole Owen Hart Memorial Cup tournament in the men's division, and talked about how after he wins the Owen Hart Memorial Cup tournament in the men's division, he was going to come after Jay Lethal, and he was going to beat the shit out of, he was going to come after Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh, and beat the shit out of all of them and everything. That was cool, which that whole promo was cool. The Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker came out to conduct a victory speech. Well, Matt Menard, well, no, wait a minute, no. Now, Angelo Parker done the introduction for the Jericho Appreciation Society. Matt Menard said, "You know what makes my nipples hard and what turns me on? It's being in the faction, in a great fact, and an amazing faction of the Jericho Appreciation Society." Well, Chris Jericho was saying, "You know, I grew up not far from Long Island, New York. I grew up in Manhattan, New York, but I moved away early in my life because this place sucks." And then Chris Jericho was going on about how he threw that fireball in Eddie Kingston's face, and talked about how Eddie Kingston couldn't comfort his wife and everything, and talked about how was saying about Eddie Kingston, saying that since he can't do nothing for his wife, for Eddie to have his wife call him and everything. And then Daniel Garcia was talking about how sports entertainers were better than professional wrestlers and everything. And then Chris Jericho continued to talk more shit. And as Chris Jericho was talking more shit, Jon Moxley came out to the ring, and Chris Jericho was talking about how there was 5 of them and one of Jon Moxley, and told Jon Moxley to get to the back and everything. And as that was being said, the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club, the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club, which are William Regal, Bryan Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta, came out, and Chris Jericho was talking more shit, saying, "There's still 5 of us and 4 of you." And as the Blackpool Combat Club, which are which are Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta, got up on the apron and distracted the Jericho Appreciation Society. Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, got on the apron on the other side of the ring. Well, William Regal was out of the ring the whole time, and as Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool Combat Club were on the apron cornering the Jericho Appreciation Society, the Blackpool Combat Club, Proud and Powerful, and Eddie Kingston all got in the ring. Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool Combat Club were brawling with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, the Blackpool Combat Club, and the Jericho Appreciation Society were brawling and beating the shit out of each other. And as Eddie Kingston, the Blackpool Combat Club, and Proud and Powerful got the upper hand and beat the shit out of the Jericho Appreciation Society, William Regal executed the power of the punch to Chris Jericho and Lady Mount. And so the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker, were laid out. The Blackpool Combat Club, Eddie Kingston, the Blackpool Combat Club, which are William Regal, as the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker were laid out. Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club, which are William Regal, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta, stood tall and everything. That was cool. AEW aired a vignette of the feud and the build-up of the match between Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's title at Double or Nothing. That was cool. Scorpio Sky cut a promo talking about how him and Frankie Kazarian traveled the road together, and how Frankie Kazarian was like a brother to him and everything. And Scorpio Sky talked about on Friday night, on AEW Rampage Friday night, he was defending the AEW TNT title against Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky talked about how he was going to beat Frankie Kazarian and retain the AEW TNT title and everything. That was cool. And Lexi Nair interviewed Frankie Kazarian. Well, Lexi Nair brought up that Frankie Kazarian will be challenging Scorpio Sky for the AEW TNT title Friday night on AEW Rampage. And Lexi Nair asked Frankie Kazarian how he was feeling. Well, Frankie Kazarian was getting ready to talk. But before Frankie Kazarian could talk, Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti interrupted, and Sammy Guevara was telling Frankie Kazarian, Frankie, you know the Scorpio Sky that was your tag team partner? That's not the Scorpio Sky. That's not Scorpio Sky now. The Scorpio Sky now will stab you in the back. Just giving you a fair warning. Frankie Kazarian was saying Sammy, I've been in the business of professional wrestling for many years. I know who I can trust and I know who I can't trust. And you are one I can't trust. Now get lost. And Sammy Guevara was saying, okay, fair enough, Frankie. I'll leave it at that. And then Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti kissed and walked off, and Frankie Kazarian was saying, your vlog sucks, Sammy. And then Frankie Kazarian was looking on, and Lexi Nair was too, and everything. Just cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. Hangman Page done guest commentary along with Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur during the match between CM Punk versus John Silver. Hangman Page done great on guest commentary. And Taz done guest commentary along with Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur during the match between Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy for the FTW title. Taz done awesome on guest commentary. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards. Alright. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. Rick Knox refereed the match between CM Punk versus John Silver. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Tony Nese versus Dan Housen. Stephon Smith refereed the match between Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy for the FTW title. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night looks like it's gonna... Wait. Now, the match card for All Elite... Now, the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night so far, it's going to be Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament semifinal match in the men's division. Samoa Joe versus a mystery opponent in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. Wait a minute. And now the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night that's been announced so far, it's going to be Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament semifinal match in the men's division. Samoa Joe versus a mystery opponent in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. Kyle O'Reilly versus Ray Phoenix in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. Britt Baker versus a mystery opponent in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. And Hangman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita. Those are the matches that have been announced. Now, besides the matches that have been announced, William Regal and Chris Jericho will be having a face-to-face confrontation, and Wardlow will be taking 10 lashes with a belt from MJF. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite Wednesday night that's been announced so far looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. The match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's pay-per-view event Double or Nothing 4 for the main show that's been announced so far, it's going to be Hangman Page versus CM Punk for the AEW title, and Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's title. Those are the matches on the main show that's been announced so far. And the match that's been announced for the pre-show so far, it's going to be Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. So the match on the pre-show looks like it's going to be awesome so far. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's pay-per-view event Double or Nothing 4 that's been announced so far looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see the rest of the card and everything. And the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight, it's going to be Scorpio Sky versus Frankie Kazarian. And the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight, it's going to be Scorpio Sky versus Frankie Kazarian for the AEW TNT title. The Death Triangle, which are Pac, Ray Phoenix, and Penta Oscuro versus the Andrade Family Office, which are Mark Quinn, The Butcher, and The Blade. Shawn Spears versus Bear Boulder and Ruby Soho versus Riho in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. Now, besides the matches that have been announced, the baddies, which are Jade Cargill, Red Velvet, and Kiera Hogan, will be appearing live. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. Looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from 2 nights ago, which was May 11th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.